No problem. So I will just round up now since Dr. Shola and Adetomiwa are taking some excuses. So I want to round up by saying that this subject matter we have looked at is very, very critical. Any paper you want to send out, even to me, you have finished your writing. You finish writing. Any paper you want to send out, make sure, yes.
Let me try and do it.
No, we'll take it some other time. I need to round up now. We'll take it to, I don't want you to exceed 12 noon because other people have other assignments. It's better we finish before 12 than to finish after 12. So we'll take yours next time. So as
I know before you round,
yes,
before you round up,
yeah,
I want to commend Dr. Adetutu for the tremendous work that you are doing to hold up this group and to encourage each of us in our career. God will bless you and uphold you.
amen.
All your will succeed in life. So thank you. Yeah,
All right,
we
thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma.
you, sir.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for thanking me, but I don't think I'm doing anything special
You are, sir.
because my father told me that anything I do for God, I'm doing it for myself. Anything God says we should do is not whether you do it or you don't do it. God is it still remains God. So anything you are doing for yourself. That's what he told me, and I reasoned everything he said. I look at everything. They say God said, "Don't do this, don't do this." It's not for God, it's for yourself. So I think whatever I'm doing also is for myself. But I thank you for thanking me. And like I said, scientific writing, plagiarism is a big deal. Anytime you are sending out any material, you finish writing your report, you want to send it to me to read it, check for plagiarism. You check for plagiarism. Now you know what plagiarism is. Take your time and go online. There are free plagiarism checkers. The only thing is that it will allow you to check for 1,000 at a time. You can only put 1,000, you check it, you remove it, check another 1,000. So if you are having thousands of thousands, that means how many thousands of times, number of times you go before you get to um, complete the material you are trying to check. Then we look at the concept of fair use. Fair use in scientific writing. Even though plagiarism is not allowed, there are some occasions whereby you can use a material fairly. I attended a workshop at UI in 2014 or thereabouts. I was on my PhD then, and in fact, I paid. So all these things we are doing now, I paid. Man, I paid for that workshop. I paid, and it was subsidized. It was subsidized. So now we are taking all this. Brush up yourself. One of these days, we are going to organize a paid webinar. One of these days. So, and we are here at the people that will be the resource person. So you have to up your game. When the opportunity comes, whether we are going to include you or not include you, we are going to know from now. So let's up our game and know what we're doing. Then we went on to look at free and paid plagiarism checkers. If you have money, there's free, they've paid one. If you don't have money, you don't have any excuse. You don't have any excuse. You can use the free ones and it will still be very okay. Then how far can AI be depended upon in scientific writing? Is AI allowed or is AI not allowed? And I've told us that Google itself is AI. Google, the internet is even AI. Is it not artificial intelligence? Except we are just deceiving ourselves. It is when ChatGPT came, people started shouting, AI, AI. But AI has been in existence since. So if you are using AI and you are using artificial intelligence, you don't have natural intelligence to add up to it, it will be rubbish. It's rubbish you're going to present. You can get a material online. Yes, you must get material online from another source. But your own intelligence now come into play in the work. Let's say you go to class now, you are reading to the students, you are just reading the material to them. They'll be looking at you. Somebody else now go to the class and is talking about the same thing and they say, I use it. And this is it. This is how I use it. This is what I got. you know there'll be difference. The students will have more confidence in a person that have actually used that material than someone that just reading to them. Somebody goes to class and he said, "Oh, we did one research some time ago on so something, on this, on that." That is experience. Is more powerful than just depending on AI. And then we are researchers. We also are doing research. As you are doing research, you'll be seeing new results, which are which you can also report. As much as possible in your research, try to challenge certain things that have been written. And I've done that a number of times. They say that the microbes are everywhere. I challenge it. I set up a project for a student. She opened a Petri plate with nutrient agar and PDA to air for 5 seconds, for 10 seconds, for 15 seconds, for 20 seconds, and she opened it in a laboratory that is sterilized. I want to see which organism is in the air, and then we reported. So we try to challenge what have been before. So what you're going to get is you're going to either disprove it or you are going to reconfirm it. And that is going to help you. Not that you're just reading what somebody said. You to try to work on it. Now, talking about the use of AI also, a car is better than trekking. You want to go to Lagos, car is better. At the same time, aeroplane is better than going in a car. What is aeroplane? Is it natural? Is it natural? No. Walking is natural, jogging is natural. But car, aeroplane, they are artificial, and they are better. So it depends on how you use it. So artificial intelligence, it's not that you should not use it, but it depends on the natural intelligence you are bringing to it that will make it what it ought to be. Then article writers, then how to find and cite published information. As a researcher, you must find and you must also cite. I tell people, don't go and be citing personal communication for me. There are a lot of material. The person can say, I didn't say that. Somebody said something and it's not recorded. Now, this recorded material can be, okay, you can cite it that yes, it's recorded, this is a reference. And you can even download the video if you want to keep it, because if you say it's recorded online and the person takes it down, you don't have any reference again. And that's why I say don't use personal communication. The person that said it, the personal communication, can say that is not what I mean. But if it is written, published in a journal article, the person cannot now come back and say you didn't say what you mean, because you have the journal article that you can use. Then we'll look at how graphs can be used, and in scientific writing, different types of graph. So the type of data you have will determine the type of graph that you are going to use and that is going to bring your work out. There are different types of graph. Everything I've been saying here boils down to the fact that you must read other people's works, journal articles, projects. You read it, see their mistakes. If you don't see other people's mistakes, I don't know how you are going to be inspired. So when you see the mistake others have made in their research, that will help you to avoid the mistake. That will help you to know whether that mistake is common. If the mistake is common, then you are a solution provider. Then the more you read, especially in your field, the more authority you have. So when you are talking about that material, you have different perspectives on the subject matter being discussed. So avoiding the two materials I'm supposed to talk about today, number one, plagiarism in scientific writing, and the way out. I've done a video on it, I've recorded it, I've shared it with us. The second one is intellectual property. I want us to be thinking of intellectual property. You are intellectuals. People make money from intellectual property. There's a outside man in Nigeria, designing Alero, I've forgotten his name. They say design one car in America. He just went online, design, and he just designed. You know, you can design anything. You can take Bible and write something and draw anything like this and design a cloth like we do in fine art those days. You just create a square or a rectangle and just draw any type of shape in it. The moment you finish, you have designed something, and it can be something good. Like this cloth was designed, you can see the design. So designed by somebody. Most designs are accidental. So intellectual property, if you don't know what it is, you will not even know when you have it. So I've done a video on that. You can look at it and understand what intellectual property is and check more. You yourself can produce something that can be patented. Under intellectual property, there's patent, there's copyright, there are many things. So as you go on in research, all these things are things that you should be looking into. Like there's a method I patented, but I made a mistake that I published the work before I submitted it for patent. A particular method, let's say that in making rice, you put water and then you pour the rice and then you boil it. But another method, instead of putting water, you put oil. I didn't say the method exists, so I'm just giving an example of a research that I did. So I changed the method and I carry out the process. I just changed some things in the method and I carry out the process. And then I reported it and it did better than how the method that stated how the composition it did better based on how I did it. But I already published it, but I'm trying to see if I can do that work again and then we patent it. So you need information about all these things. And when you patent it, your name is going to go far. And if you have patent in some places, you are welcome in most places because it shows you have original content. It's different from writing journal article, writing papers. Patent is another class of itself. So that is that. So we're going to talk again in the group. I want to thank all those who joined us. Mr. Tosin Kumapai from biotechnology area. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank Dr. Shola too. Dr. Shola is supposed to speak with us, but maybe he has other reasons to talk to us next time, but at least he's taking part. I want to thank David from Mr. Ikumapayi's biotechnology and every one of us of members of the research group. We are trying to work with the people in biotechnology in Nigeria. I've known Tosin since undergraduate days. He was my coursemate in microbiology. Ikumapayi Tosin was my coursemate in microbiology at University of Ilorin here during undergraduate days. And currently he worked in Ilorin in the biotechnology body in Nigeria, and their office is in Ilorin. So we look forward to having them more around and even physically in the Department of Microbiology with his team and with every other person. So I want to thank you all for today's webinar. We are going to have series of events here and there, and this webinar aim is to stimulate us. If I'm just the one talking or saying do this, do that, you will not know some things you're knowing. So knowledge comes by when you do, or when you give people opportunity to do research and come up, they know more than just telling them. And that's why we give students assignments. We ask them to make presentations so that the students that presented now become the owner of that knowledge. If the students did proper research and not just reading to the audience. So I will talk to us in the next time. So with this, we're going to come to the conclusion of the webinar for today. I don't know if you have any other comments. Mr. Ikumapai, do you have any comment for us?
Yes, I just want to thank you, Dr. Adetutu, for this opportunity. It's been a privilege, and I look forward to more of it. Thank you so much, and thank the audience and the speakers, and may God continue to increase us in wisdom.
All right, thank you. Dr. Ishola, do you have any comment for us, sir? Dr. Ishola? All right, in the absence of that, we come to bring this webinar to a close today. So we'll talk some other time. Bye-bye.